Imagine you're driving across America, you hit the open road, and suddenly, the world around you is just endless fields, empty highways, and tiny towns where the population sign barely hits 3 digits. It almost feels like you've stumbled into the Twilight Zone. Or maybe just a place that time forgot. Seriously, some of these states are so empty, you could probably shout and hear your echo for miles. But why does it feel like entire states have just been skipped over by everyone? Why are there places where nobody seems to want to live, work, or even stop for a snack? There are a lot of reasons. Some states never had that big boom. Others just got left behind as the world moved on. We're talking about everything from crazy weather to a lack of jobs, and yeah, sometimes it's just kind of boring. So today we're counting down 10 states across America that people just don't seem to be flocking to. Maybe you'll be surprised. Maybe you'll laugh. Maybe you'll want to pack your bags and move to one of these ghost town states yourself. Got it? Get it? Good, let's take a look. Alright, let's kick things off with Iowa. Now, Iowa is famous for its rolling cornfields and small-town charm, but let's be real, if you're looking for excitement, you might want to keep driving. The job market here is dominated by agriculture, and while farming is super important, it doesn't exactly offer a ton of career diversity. If you're not into crops or cows, your options get pretty slim. And then there's the entertainment factor. Sure, there's the Iowa State Fair, which is epic for like 1 week a year. The rest of the time? Well, you better love high school football and county fairs because that's about as wild as things get. Even Des Moines, the state capital, feels more like a big town than a buzzing city. Let's not forget the weather. If you love freezing winters and hot, humid summers, Iowa's got you covered. The rest of us might not be so thrilled. Flooding in the spring, tornadoes in the summer. It's like Mother Nature just can't make up her mind here. Because of all this, Iowa hasn't really seen a big population boom. Most people who grow up here stick around because of family, not because outsiders are rushing in. It's quiet, it's peaceful, but for a lot of people it's just too quiet. So unless your dream is to be surrounded by endless cornfields and silence, Iowa might not be at the top of your must-move list. Next up, Wyoming. If you're looking for wide open spaces and a lot of solitude, Wyoming is basically the jackpot. I mean, there are more cows than people out here. You can drive for hours and barely see another human being. It's like a real-life episode of Alone, but instead of winning money, you just get a lot of windburn. Let's talk about that wind. Wyoming is legendary for its non-stop gusts. Locals joke about holding onto their hats, but seriously, you should probably just leave your hat at home. And don't even get me started on the winters. Blizzards, sub-zero temps, and snowdrifts that can bury your car overnight. If you ever wanted to know what life on the moon feels like, Wyoming in January is pretty close. Job opportunities? Not a ton. Unless you're into ranching, mining, or working at Yellowstone, your options are kinda limited. And if you're worried about that super volcano under Yellowstone, well, let's just say it's one more reason people don't exactly rush to move here. But hey, if you love nature, this place is gorgeous. You've got mountains, geysers, and endless skies. Still, most people decide that visiting is enough. Living here is a whole different story. So, unless you're part cowboy, part snowplow operator, and part tornado chaser, Wyoming's probably not calling your name. Alright, now it's time for North Dakota. If you've ever wanted to experience what it's like to live on the edge of the Arctic Circle, this is your chance. Winters here are no joke. Blizzards, freezing winds, and temperatures that make your phone shut down just from stepping outside. Seriously, some days it feels like your eyelashes are going to freeze off. Population-wise, North Dakota is super sparse. You can drive for miles and see nothing but endless prairie and a few lonely cows. The towns are small, the cities are small, and the biggest excitement on a Friday night is usually the high school basketball game. And if you're the type who enjoys nightlife, bars and live music, you might want to look elsewhere. The social scene here is, well, pretty chill. Like literally chill. Most people just stay inside and hope spring comes early. The job market isn't all bad. There's oil, there's agriculture, and there's energy. But outside of those, there's not a whole lot going on. So unless you're already in those industries, finding your dream job might be tough. But hey, if you love peace, quiet, and the sound of snow crunching under your boots, North Dakota could be your own private paradise. Just stock up on warm clothes. Now, let's talk about West Virginia. This state is absolutely beautiful, rolling mountains, stunning forests and rivers winding through the valleys. But it's also a place that's seen better days. The coal industry here used to be huge, but as demand dropped and automation took over, jobs just disappeared. The result? Towns that used to be bustling are now half empty. Young people are leaving in search of better opportunities, and the population keeps shrinking year after year. Schools close, businesses shut down, and the only thing left is the silence of the hills. Living here means embracing rural life. You're far from big cities, shopping malls, and major hospitals. Internet can be spotty, and if you want to see a movie, you might have to drive for an hour or two. It's peaceful, but also pretty isolating. Still, there's a strong sense of community here. People look out for each other, but unless you have deep family roots or a love for the slow pace of mountain life, it's easy to see why this state's population is on the decline. If you want breathtaking views and don't mind a little bit of loneliness, West Virginia could be perfect. Otherwise, it might just feel like you're living at the end of the world. Ah, Vermont. If you love maple syrup, fall foliage, and tiny towns, you'll probably love it here. But for most people, Vermont just doesn't have enough going on. The state's population is small and getting older every year. Young people grow up, go to college, and then they move away. The job market in Vermont is pretty limited. There's farming, a little tourism, and some small businesses, but big companies and major industries are basically non-existent. If you want to work in tech or finance, you're looking at a long commute, or just moving somewhere else entirely. Then there's the weather. Vermont winters can be brutal. Snow piles up for months, and the cold just never seems to end. If you're not a fan of shoveling your driveway every morning, you might want to rethink that Vermont cabin dream. Entertainment options? Well, there's skiing, hiking, and, more skiing. There aren't a lot of big concerts, pro sports, or shopping malls. It's quiet, it's cozy, but it's definitely not the place for thrill seekers. So, unless you're ready to embrace the rural life, complete with snowy mornings and lots of maple syrup, Vermont might be more of a weekend getaway than a forever home. Let's head way up north to Alaska. This place is stunning, towering mountains, endless forests, and wildlife everywhere, but that beauty comes with a price. Alaska is remote, like super remote. Some towns are only accessible by plane or boat, and if you forget to stock up on groceries, you're in for a long wait. The weather here is no joke. Winters are endless, and the nights can last for months. It's dark, it's cold, and even in summer you're not exactly getting beach weather. Plus, the cost of living is sky high. Groceries, gas, and even basic supplies are way more expensive than in the lower 48. Job opportunities are limited, unless you're into fishing, oil, or working for the government. The isolation can be tough, too. If you love hanging out with friends or going to concerts, you're gonna miss city life fast. And let's not forget about the wildlife. Moose on the road, bears in your yard. It's an adventure, but sometimes it's a little too wild. Most people who move here either have family ties or a real love for the outdoors. So, Alaska's perfect if you want to live off the grid and don't mind a little danger. But for most of us, it's just a little too much frontier. Welcome to Montana, where the sky goes on forever and the traffic jams are just a herd of cows blocking the road. This state is all about space and solitude. You can drive for hours without seeing another car, and that's not an exaggeration. The job market here is pretty limited. There's farming, ranching, some tourism, and that's about it. If you want to work in a big city, you're out of luck. Montana's cities are more like big towns, and the opportunities just aren't there. Winters in Montana are not for the faint of heart. Temperatures drop fast, snow piles up, and the wind can make even the toughest cowboy want to stay inside. It's beautiful, but it can get lonely, especially when the weather makes travel almost impossible. Most people here love the quiet and the wide open spaces, but if you need nightlife, shopping, or a lot of social action, Montana's probably going to feel way too empty. So unless you're looking to get away from it all, like, really, away, Montana's probably more of a vacation spot than a place to settle down. Now we're in South Dakota, home to Mount Rushmore and not much else. Seriously, once you've seen the famous faces in the rock, you might start to wonder what else there is to do. The answer? Not a whole lot. South Dakota is super rural. Most of the state is just fields and farmland. broken up by the occasional tiny town. The economy grows slow, and if you're looking for high-paying jobs, you'll probably need to look somewhere else. The weather here is classic Midwest, hot, sticky summers and cold, snowy winters. If you don't mind driving through a blizzard just to get to the store, you'll fit right in. Entertainment is pretty limited. There are a few small museums, some local festivals, but big city excitement is hours away. Most people who live here do it for the peace and quiet, not the party life. So if you're looking for a place to disappear, or just raise cows in peace, South Dakota is waiting. Otherwise, you might find yourself a little too alone. Nebraska might be famous for its corn and college football, but when it comes to excitement, things are a bit flat, literally and figuratively. The landscape is mostly endless plains, with not a mountain or forest in sight. The job market is steady but not super diverse. Agriculture rules here, and outside of Omaha or Lincoln, opportunities are limited. If you're looking for tech, arts, or finance jobs, you're better off heading to a bigger city in another state. Entertainment, it's all about the simple things. High school sports, county fairs, and maybe the occasional concert at the state fairgrounds. If you crave nightlife or big events, Nebraska will leave you wanting more. Population growth has been pretty stagnant too. Young people leave for college and never come back, and the towns just keep getting quieter. If you love peace, you'll have plenty of it here. So unless you're a fan of flat land and quiet nights, Nebraska might just be another place you drive through on your way to somewhere else. Last but not least, let's talk about Mississippi. This state has a rich history, great food, and some beautiful scenery. But it's also struggling, big time. The economy here has never really bounced back from hard times, and job growth is super slow. A lot of people have packed up and moved away, looking for better opportunities. That means small towns are shrinking, schools are closing, and businesses are struggling just to hang on. The population keeps dropping, and it's a tough cycle to break. Education and healthcare are big challenges here too. If you need top-notch schools or hospitals, you might have to look elsewhere. And while the cost of living is low, so are the wages. There's a strong sense of community, but the good jobs just aren't there. Young people leave, and the state gets a little quieter every year. It's tough to see such a proud place struggling, but that's the reality right now. So unless you've got deep family ties or a love for the slow, southern pace, Mississippi might not be your dream destination, at least not yet. So, there you have it. The 10 states in America that are practically ghost towns, each with their own unique story. If you enjoyed this look at America's most overlooked states, hit that like button and subscribe for more crazy stories and deep dives. We've got plenty more where that came from. Let us know in the comments if you think we missed any states, or if you'd actually want to move to one of these places. Maybe you grew up there, or maybe you just love the peace and quiet. Either way, we want to hear your story. And remember, every state has its charm, even if it's just a little harder to find. So whether you're living in a big city or out on the empty prairie, there's something special about every corner of America. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.